The Roman Empire destroyed Carthage so completely that they literally salted the earth to make sure it would never rise again. But in Crusader Kings III, history doesn't have to stay dead. I will use the new Restore Carthage decision to bring back the dead empire, one built on trade and mercantilism, using all the playing tall strategies in the book. We're gonna make an empire richer, more developed, and most importantly cooler than the Roman Empire ever was. Starting as a landless adventurer. To restore Carthage, you need to either be the Mashriki culture or of the Syriac heritage, both of which are in the Middle East and not in Tunis. But historically, that actually makes sense, because Carthage wasn't founded by North Africans. It was founded by Phoenician settlers from the city of Tyre, which is right here, who crossed the Mediterranean and built one of the richest trade empires the ancient world has ever seen. And we're going to restore it, but first I gotta ask you all to please subscribe to the channel. I'm trying to beat the official Crusader Kings III YouTube channel in subscribers, which we're surprisingly close to doing, and I think it will be possible this year. I appreciate all the support, and if you want to support the channel even more, you can become a channel member to get early access to all videos and vote on what I do next. Thanks again, and let's form Carthage. Meet Alyssa of Tyre, named after the first queen of Carthage, who may or may not be real. She has traits based on what I could find about her from the wiki page. I also found out her first husband was killed by her brother, and she committed for one of a varying amount of tragic reasons. Like any good Crusader Kings player, I shoved up the bust size and finalized our tournament legal adventurer. We're a young adventurer from the city of Tyre, and with these folks, I shall build an empire. The adventurer's life is much different from your standard ruler. The bartering lifestyle would make contract schemes complete quicker, and we get more provisions. Did you say provisions? Yep, we got these apples as a new currency. We get the choice between various camp purposes, and I'll choose to become a scholar for more learning and stewardship contracts. Right now we're in the city of Tyre, but Carthage is all the way over here. I'd love to just go to it right away, but we need to get strong enough to take this land. To get strong enough, we need to do contracts. You'll see them on the map, and you can travel to them to complete them. These stewardship contracts can be completed with a simple click of the button, although the odds of being successful aren't great. There's some illegal contracts that I don't want to do, as I ain't no criminal, so I'll move to a new city to get new options. Moving costs apples based on the distance and the size of your camp. We can even use apples to get new members for our camp. I came to Egypt because there's this grand tournament. I don't qualify yet. Ooh, I qualified. Let's recital. His mind couldn't be duller. Traversing the desert, my banner's getting fuller. Building Carthage from the ashes, stacking gold by the ton. Now Rome looking nervous every time I say run. Dang guys, we won. This ring shows I'm married to the craft. That was fun, but I gotta go back to work completing contracts. Completing contracts gets us gold, prestige, provisions, and a patron, which will be useful later. The gold can be used to construct domicile buildings in our camp. I'll get a supply camp for more provisions. The vast majority of my time as an adventurer will look like this, just going to contract, getting as much money as possible. I'm ready to travel to Carthage, but that might not be possible. Why is the cost so high? Going through a desert is expensive. Oh well. I'll just go to the coast and head to a new castle. Castles are how you find new followers, albeit expensive ones. There's various events to increase stats or get provisions. Our first building finished, so let's get the proving grounds next. We're gonna need a military after all. I'm finally out of stewardship contracts, so now you can see what the other types are like. Most contracts require you to complete a scheme, kinda like when you murder someone. Your followers will join the slots that either increases success chance or speed. Once you get 5 keys, you can complete the scheme, and if you're lucky, it will be successful, which ours was. So I can't travel through the desert. What if we go by the sea? Wait, going by sea is super cheap. Well, now we're in Crete. Now from Crete, we could skip past the desert, and this way costs us barely any apples. Apples or not, we're definitely not strong enough to beat the Aghlabids to take Carthage. The best way to get men-at-arms is from using patrons. And this is how I announce my Patreon. Okay, I'm just kidding. We can get them to give us something for prestige. Sometimes that thing could be men-at-arms, although none of these guys will give us some. We're officially in Tunis, which means every time I complete a contract, my own enemy will be paying for the army that will defeat him. I got a patron to give us some troops, and we were given the beautiful Mubarazan, heavy infantry. Probably the new best troop in the game since Varangian veterans were nerfed. But we're like already out of slots for troops, so I need to get a roaring campfire to fix that. Let's get some more Mubarazan and refill them using provisions. That's right, you don't get troops back over time, and instead you have to buy them. Our campfire was constructed, so let's see what new troop type we get. Camel riders. Huh. They're cool and all, but they ain't no Mubarazan. We need patrons of a culture with the tradition. I'm deleting the camels. If I wanted camels, I can just buy them myself. Instead, I want special soldiers, better than the stuff we can get ourselves. Hey, the supply tent has an upgrade to increase our men-at-arms size. It's expensive though. I'm headed back to Egypt as I want to get more Mubarazan. Oh, well, this isn't good. And my husband died. My pet! Yo, Debbie, you hearing this? The thing about adventurers is that they end up with really strong troops, thanks to stuff like this boosting heavy infantry stats. Man, would this be tempting. We would be given a duchy in Persia as thanks for helping him in this war. Kinda like what France did with the Normans, except nope. I have a more important mission and it's not in Persia. We've been scholars for a good many years and made a lot of money, but now I'll become a sword for hire. I don't really care about being hired, but it does give us a bunch of military bonuses that I want to use to take over Carthage. I've managed to get the architect trait, which will be of great help once I actually get landed. And now I'll switch to a valor lifestyle for an insane plus 10 advantage. It's actually absurd. With these bonuses, I can fight in wars for money. As you can see, we're very strong, but not strong enough. As I get more money and fame, my military continues to grow. Here's another upgrade that'll increase our regiment size. Once I get my campfire to a high enough level, I'll be able to get more regiments. My player heir has come of age, and luckily for him, he doesn't have any brothers. He doesn't really matter though. What matters is completing our mission. Should I go for it now? Except their capital isn't in the duchy I'd be going for. That's fine though, I mean, I really just need this county. I got that level 4 campfire, and now I can have up to 20 men-at-arms regiments. I'll actually create my own bowman regiment, since I don't think I can afford any more heavy infantry, and archers are very cost effective. I've maxed out my 2 Mubarazan regiments, and I've maxed out my archers. I can refill my men-at-arms, and now I need more apples. I could probably win a duchy invasion right now, but this kingdom invasion option, I would need to be exalted among men, which I'm so close to reaching. New plan, get enough prestige to invade an entire kingdom. Each contract gets us just a bit closer. Before declaring this war, I've gotten a stack of onagers, so we can win battles and we can siege. And that right there has increased our fame. Perfect timing too, since we just got hit and run for increased heavy infantry and archer damage. This war is for the Sultanate of Africa. And while we're outnumbered, I'm very confident we will win this. It looks like our opponent is fighting a bunch of other people at the same time. Said other people want to fight me, and I beat them, while also taking our enemy's capital. Come here, dream! With that battle won, we've won the war. When I click this button, we'll become landed as the Queen of Africa. We'll also get this OP adventurer trait that basically guarantees we'll be fine with this character. I have to get rid of our camels since our men-at-arms max size has gone down, but that's fine, they didn't really do anything anyways. That's the first region of Carthage mostly achieved, but we still have a long way to go. We're now landed, which means we have a lot of stuff to do. I gotta appoint counselors, I gotta manage my domain, I'm moving my capital to Tunis of course, and I'll rename it to Carthage. We're barely making any money from our domain, so I need to increase our control. A Sinistral will help with that. We have way too many counties, so I'll need to create some vassals. We have various cultures in our land. I'll probably form a hybrid culture with one of them. Maghrebi preferably, since most of our land is drylands, and they have dryland dwellers. I'll give away land to local nobles instead of Syriac nobles. I'm giving away land that isn't drylands, and the land that's inland. I think the coastal counties will benefit us more, and we're supposed to be coastal traders anyways. We have a total of 6 holdings, all along the coast, and now I'll build them up. Drylands is actually a great terrain type with lots of good buildings, but for now, the best we can build is farms and fields for money. There are certain traits in this game that are inheritable, and with the power of eugenics, I will breed these traits into my family by marrying my son to a child. I never said the Middle Ages were pretty. Oh, I forgot to do this. I'm going with a wealth focus for 10% gold. I'm going through our domain and adding economic buildings wherever possible, sometimes replacing old military buildings that I don't need. What should we do before we die? Expand the realm should be nice. I would also like to merge cultures with the Maghrebi, which will require 40% cultural acceptance, so I'll start increasing that. On this character, I would like to take control of the Carthage region. The first step was to defeat this poor baby and take his county. We're not gonna just do conquests though. I'll go on a cultural festival tour to increase our cultural acceptance. We got the good event that increases acceptance by a huge 10%, and then I called this random lady a pig. Man, are we on a roll. I also got the plus 10% acceptance event from holding court. We have tax collectors. This is because we're a clan realm, not a feudal one. We're currently making 7.3 gold per month, but we can increase that right now. If we set our tax collectors to the Zakat tax decree, it'll increase our vassal taxes and give us a % increase to our domain income. Now we also got a couple new buildings, but the point is we're up to over 10 gold per month now. We have the renown for our first dynasty legacy, and surprise, I'm going with your addition. Plus 20% development growth is just undefeatable, so I have to go down this legacy branch. Oh yeah, all those culture events have gotten us up to 35% acceptance, so in just a few years time I'll be able to form a hybrid culture. Development for just a small decrease in control? Sign me up! I wonder why I'm about to karate chop this dude though. In addition to the usual farms and trade ports, I can also build desert agriculture for some money. It's a very cheap building. Trade ports give gold and development growth, so I want to get those of course. That's why coastal holdings are just better. The region of Carthage requires us to have Sardinia and Sicily, so let's take Sardinia. The enemy is scared of us, reasonably so I just need the siege. Hey, what the heck are you doing, bucko? Dang raiders. I only sent my men-at-arms to Sardinia so my peasants can deal with you idiots. Die! The war against Sardinia went well, and now I'll give the land to some Sardinian nobles. They can rule over themselves. We've completed our oath already, increasing development growth in the capital for 25 years. All we need now is Sicily. Sicily is already in a crazy holy war, and I'm always down to join a bandwagon. Meanwhile, back home, I'm upgrading our economic buildings to level 2. This war profiteer perk has come at a good time. Sicily is mine, and now I can grant the land to local nobles, which is great since this land is the culture we want to merge with. Now declaring war on them lowered our acceptance, but giving the land back to local nobles actually offset it to where we've reached 40%. I'm adopting the Arabic language, but keeping the Syriac heritage of course. Now for our traditions, we get to pick 5. Dryland dwellers is a must since, well, all our land is drylands. Dexterous fishermen would be nice as all of our land is coastal and we have trade ports everywhere. Philosopher culture is next. It makes learning educations and the scholar trait give cultural fascination progress, and I will certainly use that to my advantage later. I'll pick up Mubarazan since I love the troop, and lastly I'll get African tolerance. We have a lot of different cultures and religions in our realm, and this will help hold said realm together. I'll call this new culture Proto-Carthaginian, since it isn't exactly Carthaginian. That'll come later. Oh, and we get 4 new texts from this. Bam! New culture is born. Most of our land converted, except this northern part, so I'll manually do that. It's gonna take a while, which sucks. I'd rather increase development. With the combined culture, we're close to entering the early medieval period, where I'll be researching manorialism first. That'll unlock duchy buildings, but to actually use a duchy building, we need a duchy title. And for some reason our vassal has our main duchy title? I'll take that, please. Oh god. I guess the people that I've conquered aren't exactly happy about it, and they're taking this chance to rebel. We're up against just under 6,000 troops. If I attack the army separately, we'll win, just like that. Nice. I'm just running around killing a bunch of people. Okay, actual battle coming up. And we've lost it. Huh. The war ended. Okay. Well, who has the duchy title now? Oh, no one. Cool. I can just make it myself. Not even close. I was always gonna win that war, of course. So our culture situation is pretty simple, and we got that covered. But what about religion? I can't just stay a Shari forever. Carthage is a holy site in a couple religions, all of them are Christian. Converting to this one is borderline impossible. That cost is insane. Of course there are ways to reduce it, but even still. Yeah, I'm gonna deal with that later. We completely control 1 of 4 of the required regions to restore Carthage. What's up with the other regions? This northern African region of Tripolitania isn't very big. Then we have northwestern Africa as a region, and part of Iberia as a region. I'll take this county before the Tolonids do. Our castle of Carthage isn't the duchy capital, and it's also not the kingdom capital. I can fix this real quick with relocate de jure capital. I'm pretty close to completing all possible economic building upgrades for our current techs. We're making money so fast that it's pretty easy to get those upgrades. I'm actually feeling really strong, and I think it would be a good idea to take this required duchy now where our neighbor is pretty weak. We need to finish this war fast, as I'm infirm and got weak bones. This update does not want old people to be happy. I should probably stop commanding my army or my legs will stop working. Whoa, the abysses are here. But it doesn't matter, we've won. That's the Tripolitania region completely conquered, although it's definitely the smallest region, so it was pretty easy. The other regions are to the west, but I think I've done enough for one lifetime. Our Sultana Elissa has passed away at 65. Her legacy will not be forgotten. Probably. Our new character has a stewardship education, but I don't really care about that. I'd rather go with a scholarship focus in the learning page. Our wife is of age, so it's about time we started popping out some babies. Give me a son.
The sun is a deadly laser.
Man, this is way cooler than a son. Look at that axe. Where did she even get this? This time I'll swear to secure the peace, as completing that increases your domain limit. Our second dynasty legacy is filled in, and one more will get us treasure knowledge. We've entered the early medieval period. It'll take us 49 years to get manorialism, which is kind of a long time. That time is based on our average development. I switched to a scholarship focus to increase that development. And it gives us awesome perks like scientific for plus 20% fascination speed. I've had a son. He's intelligent, so he'll surely be a good leader. The next learning perk I'm getting increases the increased development and county efficiency, so even more development growth. Learning really is the path to go for research and development. Well, here's why I'm converting the culture of this land. We can't upgrade our buildings. The culture here isn't as advanced as our culture. Aw man, we got charming, the worst childhood trait. I'll go for learning education anyways. Remember, learning educations get bonus research speed thanks to our culture. I successfully ensured the peace, which means I can take this secondary castle from our vassal to fill the extra domain slot. I'm of course replacing lame military buildings for Giga Chad economic buildings. Since we're in a new era, we have a new cultural tradition slot to fill. I'm actually just gonna get culture blending, which seems weird, but it'll make sense. When I form Carthage, we will convert to a new Carthage culture, and then I'll merge with our current culture, which will be easier with culture blending. I think the faith that I'll want to make our Carthage faith from will be adamantism. I don't really like the religion itself, but it has good holy sites, which is the only thing we can't change when creating a new religion. Well, I finished my oath of peace. Let's conquer a duchy. War won, and now we have a truce of course, so I'll just wait around until that ends. There's also a lot of land I need to take from all Andalus. I can pronounce it correctly now. I can only go for a duchy at a time since it's in Iberia, and there's that silly struggle. I'm gonna need this entire southern part of Iberia, which I guess would be hard to take with Kingdom Wars anyways. So yeah, let's go for a duchy. I might as well start now since I'm gonna have to wait for truces between each war. Oh come on, my son and heir is dead. He was severely injured and it was too much. What are you smiling for, little man? I'm of course hosting a funeral for this loss. It should reduce my stress. That's not gonna reduce my stress. He used the hook to become my steward, so I'm stuck with him. And someone's trying to kill me. Maybe 2 stress levels isn't enough for this man. Our siege units aren't quite strong enough to take castles in Iberia quickly, so this has been a slow war. Whoa, where are all these troops coming from? Our enemy has a holy order, but we're the same religion. We're being attacked by our own guys. He's in a separate war with Galicia, which let him get the holy order, but now he's using said holy order to kill us. The order went north, so I think I can win this battle. I'll probably just sit around and wait for the Galicia war to end, so they can no longer have the extra troops. I need a commander, so I'm marrying off my courtier. Now he can lead our army. That was a long 7 years war. But we've won. There's a cool special building here, but it's not that special. That war was so long that our truce in Northern Africa ended, so I guess we better get to it once again. War's cool and all, but learning is cooler. We got the scholar trait, which does its normal development growth stuff, but also gives us plus 10% cultural fascination progress thanks to our culture. That's good because I am almost out of buildings to construct, so we need some more research progress. After this finishes, I'll have just one more upgrade to do. Oh, that whole war thing doesn't really matter because we just killed 3,000 men in one battle, eliminating the entire enemy army. And now we've won. Very annoyingly, we actually lost the county during that war due to lame succession. Oh my god, my heart. I knew I should have laid off the cheeseburgers. Normally I'd have to deal with succession before dying, but in this case, all our titles go to our second eldest son. The first one died. We have harmonious succession from being a clan with a happy family, and while that won't always make for a perfect succession, it'll at least be near perfect. That learning tree we went down had the apostate perk, which will let us convert religions real easily. I guess my guy had a change of heart in his old age. Pun completely intended. I can't say he's exactly a Christian, but he loves the idea of Carthage being a holy site. That wasn't intended. Our daughter is now the heir instead of our son. I guess this religion is more progressive. Yeah, they have equal rights for women. Weird. It also has unrestricted marriage. Yes, I can see why marrying my daughter and son together may not be considered the best idea, but you know, it's probably not the worst. I think we were literally smited. Or Light Yagami doesn't like incest. Our new character has a learning education, so we'll be able to get these perks much quicker. I'm resetting them to get the profit perk for a minus 50% cost when creating a new religion. I plan to make a new religion. Before creating a new religion, I'm gonna have to survive some rebellions. Apparently vassals don't like it when you're the new person in charge and you believe in a different religion. I don't have enough domain slots to hold all of our land. Let's go to university. Oh come on, I maxed out studying yet still didn't get a better education trait. A better education trait would let us hold more counties as of the 1.19 scribe update. I was supposed to do this before dying on our last character, but I can do it now instead. Plus 2 gold, plus 20% holding taxes, plus 20% dev growth, plus 0.15 development, and even some renown gain. This is why we wanted Carthage to be a holy site. Well, it's time to deal with the rebels. I went straight for the enemy war leader's capital, and after taking it, I can wipe peace. This does mean they'll probably come back and fight us again in 5 years, but more rebels are coming, and I did not want to be in too many wars at once. Before the other revolt starts, I'm going to hold a funeral. Not to respect the dead, but because I want piety. Unrelated to piety, but we now have treasure knowledge. That's a plus 20% development growth buff, and a plus 10% learning lifestyle experience buff. I said this before and I'll say it again, I want to create a new religion. I'm gonna change pretty much everything until it's a completely new faith. Legalism would work great for us since we're always a just ruler, and that'll make factions less common. Religious law is a good tenet. Alexandrian catechism is great. It makes scholar a virtue, which I'm always gonna get, and it makes getting scholar quicker. I'll make the head of faith temporal so we can be our own pope, and I'll come back to this later once we get another 1000 piety. Let's swear to expand the realm. And you know, we did just swear an oath. While our troops risk their lives for our wealth, I'll go on a pilgrimage to the Middle East for some more piety. We won the war, and we got enough piety to create our new religion. The Punic Covenant is born. While we're technically a Christian faith, I don't think of us as all that. We're something else entirely. Well, back to war we go again. The Rustamids have 2 more counties we'll need to take, but I have to wait for our truce to end, of course. I'm gonna start a holy legend. At level 2, the legend will give us a decision to mass convert our land to our religion. Until we do that, we're gonna have some populous factions to deal with. While the peasants are split up, this is easy, and as long as we don't let them group up, we'll be fine. That was easy. Some of our vassals joined the war. Actually, a lot of our vassals were a part of that. I'm going to go to each one and revoke their titles. I will then go and give the land back to some nobles, but specifically nobles with the same religion as us. All Landless broke up, which is perfect as we can go in there and sweep up the broken duchies. A quick war that was, and another duchy down. We should only have to go for a couple more. All that's left is the southern duchy near Gibraltar. I was having fun fighting enemies in Iberia, but now I have to deal with rebels. Luckily for us, I formed an alliance with the Byzantine Empire. That's right. I'm trying to form Carthage, and I'm using the remnants of Rome to do so. It doesn't look like the Byzantine's army is going to arrive in time to save us, so I'll have to buy mercenaries. Fighting 2 wars in completely different places is a total mess. Okay, that'll make things way easier. Now we can focus on the Liberty War. It almost felt like that war could never end, but like all things do, it did end. Now there's just a few more bits of land to conquer to form the Carthage Empire. This right here is the last duchy in Iberia we have to take. Hey, I unlocked manorialism. The next innovation we want is battlements, which will let us make better use of manorialism. The war is won, and we have all of Iberia. All of Iberia we need, that is. Yeah, check that out. We just have one more region to go. Unfortunately, it's gonna take a few wars, so we're not really gonna be able to do it right away.
Oh boy, here I go killing again.
While we were finishing that war, some rebels rose up and took our capital. We're still gonna win the war, but that is annoying. Its effect is that we lose some control, and we also get only half income for a few years. I'm founding a new holy order for our religion, making sure to pick a city I don't really care about. Manorialism unlocked us duchy buildings, and I'll be going with royal reserves for the extra development growth. The game hates us. They want to see us fail. The Abbasids inherited one of our counties, which means I'll have to defeat them to form Carthage. I started this legend earlier, but now it's time to focus on it. We need our legend to reach 100 baronies before we can upgrade it to get the evangelized to the realm decision. To get it to spread quicker, I can get a poet, a musician, and a chronicler. That'll just be an overtime sort of thing. But back to the forming Carthage thing. There's a few more counties I need to take towards the west. Those wars will be easy. The war I'm kind of intimidated by is the one that I'll have to do with the Abbasids. The game is saying they have over 17,000 men. Yikes. I'm just gonna wait around and hopefully get stronger. I'm headed back to university. I did good once again, but this time I got an upgraded education trait. That's another domain slot, more learning experience, and increased cultural fascination progress. The Abbasids are in this big holy war. If there was ever a time for this, I think it's now. I need this county. I have 2 great allies to call in, the Byzantines and Ghana. I have my men at arms and I have this holy order. We have the war goal right away, so as long as things stay this way, we'll just win over time. Well, that would have been nice before we created a new faith. The Abbasid army is finally coming, but it looks like we got ourselves more troops for allies here. On top of that, their army is split up. Yippee! This is a decisive victory. With their army destroyed, they had no choice but to surrender. I mean, it's just a county, so they'll be fine. We just need one more duchy, which we don't have the prestige to get. It's time for a feast. Feast completed, and for the last time, it's wartime, baby. We're about to win the war, but first, let's consecrate our bloodline. We are holy after all. The war is won. We have all the land required to form the great empire of Carthage, so let's do it. I will embrace the ancient customs, bringing back the dead Carthage culture. Whoa, we're a cool burgundy red. A few of our counties were converted to the Carthaginian culture, including our capital. What we have to do next is promote cultural acceptance of our old culture so we can merge them. This is awesome. Not only did the decision create a new empire title, but it created 4 new kingdom titles. They each have an interesting color and names based on the old empire. Just like before, we need to reach 40 cultural acceptance to form a hybrid culture. I can do festival tours on our vassals, and this will surely get us to the acceptance threshold. We're not even halfway done with the tour and we're already at 33% acceptance. And just like that, we're past the 40% mark. I waited for the tour to finish, and now I'll create the ultimate Carthage culture. As for traditions, it's mostly the same as our old culture, except this time we have maritime mercantilism, a truly Carthaginian tradition, plus 10% income in coastal holdings, and we can build trade ports early. It's perfect. One cool thing is that our names will come from the Carthaginian culture, so maybe we'll get some cool historical figures popping up. Unfortunately, I can't name our culture Carthaginian, so I need to pick a new name. I'll just call it New Carthaginian. Only one of our direct holdings converted automatically, which means we're just gonna have to go manual style. It says here that it'll take about 3 years per county, which all things considered is fairly fast. We just founded Carthage, and now I'll submit his place in the world by building a university. The city of Carthage will be known as a beacon of knowledge throughout the world. Now, let playing tall commence. First step of playing tall, flex the fact that we have every learning perk. This one makes you live forever. This one gives tons of development, and this one is useless. Except not anymore, it actually gives you 1 domain holding slot now. What in the world? We got 4,000 prestige from our coronation? That's crazy. Our legend is still going on. I'm not sure if I'm ever gonna reach 100 counties. It's been taking forever. Battlements will be discovered in 6 years, and then we'll see a big increase in our income. Even before we unlock that, we can upgrade our trade ports thanks to the Carthage culture. Should I become a witch? Which is the correct option? Yeah, I'm gonna become a witch. My legs. I just got a new rival. Let's see who I'm up against. Ah, I see. He's an idiot. Battlements have been discovered. It's time to upgrade all of our castles to level 2. Once they finish constructing, I'll be able to upgrade our economic buildings. Next, I'll research magistrates, which will give us a new building slot. Our legend is up to 72 baronies. Hey Byzantines, wanna help me out here? I'll pay you. Money always works. Speaking of money, I spent all of mine to upgrade our castles. We only have 1 more county left to convert the culture of, and then it'll be development time. The castles are finishing constructing, so now I'll upgrade my economic buildings. Each of these buildings is further buffed by maritime mercantilism, so it's very nice. My steward died, so I need to get a new one. Now, I could try to seduce him, but he's probably not into older women, so instead I want him to be my friend. I found the best way to become friends with someone is with a feast, so I'll make him my honorary guest, and why is everyone named Baal? Okay, there he is. I've made him my befriend target as well, so he should super love me. That was a joke, by the way. I know it's a Carthage title like Lord. Allegedly, I don't know. I wasn't alive back then. I want to become friends with my steward because it'll make him do his job better. Sometimes it takes a couple of feasts to become friends. Dang it, I guess that's what happens when your only way to make friends is through eating a ton. Earthquake? I hope this doesn't affect any of my holdings. Dang it, it looks like it's going to affect Hippo. I can use some money to focus on reconstructing the messed up land, which is going by super fast. Yeah, that was really quick. Man, we must be good at fixing up after earthquakes. It reset my progress on changing the culture. It was literally 1 month away. Are you kidding me? I don't want to talk about it. At least our construction projects are progressing nicely. Whenever I get enough money to do so, I'm upgrading some economic buildings. What in the history drama? My vassal has pulled a knife on me, threatening to kill me and himself. He won't be able to kill me though, but he's killed my brother and brother-in-law. Wait, what? And why am I calling him my sunshine? Oh, yeah, I was married to my brother. We have an issue. My daughter, niece, and heir, all the same person, has yet to have a kid. And they're 42. I see, they're asexual. Come on, girl. I know it's tough, but you gotta do it for the realm. The poor husband probably feels like Marjorie Tyrell. Except in this case, I don't think picturing Loris is going to help. My family's messed up, but that isn't stopping the Byzantines from trying to marry into it. This is actually some enemies to lovers stuff going on here. Our legend is getting real close to being completed, with 91 counties exposed to it. Oh my god, yes, she's had a kid. Our family is not going to die out like I thought it would. I'll begin raising the kid, sending him to university at the young age of 0. That put us in debt, but I'm pretty sure that's normal. We have finally done it. I can increase the level of our legend and then complete it. Oh cool, I got the legendary palace, which we had a 50% chance to get. They hard nerfed it. It used to give you 5 extra years of life, but now it just increases money and piety by a bit. I'll throw it in Hippo. It'll be a nice amount of gold when I build it. Now for the reason I did the legend. To be honest, it's been so long that I don't even need the decision. Look, our vassals pretty much converted all our land on their own anyways. The non-Punic vassals rebelled and had their land taken away. I mean, I'll do the decision anyways, of course. I guess there is a little change. The change is way crazier when there's more land to convert. While we're dealing with religion, I should really capture this holy site for the fascination progress. I know that last legend took forever, but I might as well start a new legitimizing one now. It'll give us a chance at the legendary palace, which got a nerf as well, but is still very good. I won't worry about upgrading this one, so we'll just have a 50% chance at the building, but we'll be able to finish it in just 5 years, no matter what. I won the Holy War really quickly, and now that the holy site is under our religion's control, we get the bonus effects. All of our holdings have finally been converted to our culture, so I can begin developing our land. And wow, is our development rising fast. We're getting 9 points per month with all these things affecting development. I should go ahead and build some new cities to increase development in our land even further. Oh my eyes. Maybe Holobody is a curse now. I have so many ailments. I finished the Erudition Dynasty Legacy branch, so we can start a new one. I'll go down the Law branch, but it doesn't really matter. Our legitimizing legend is completed, and we didn't get the palace. Oh well. My capital is fully upgraded, but I'm still getting upgrades in my other counties. Except not anymore, because we just unlocked a new building slot with magistrates. The next innovation we go for doesn't really matter, as we won't be able to unlock new building upgrades until the next era, which starts in 1050. With the new building slot, I'm just getting whatever makes the most money in development. A trade port there, a desert agriculture here. Our money is really shooting up now, and we're nearing 100 gold per month. Most of it is from our domain, but we still get a decent amount of vassal taxes. I'm going to die in a year, which hopefully will be before my daughter dies, otherwise we're going to have a massive catastrophe. I'm doing the last few upgrades on this character, and our queen should be proud as she developed the nation a ton. I'll just be doing the same thing each character, going with a scholarship focus into all the learning traits. What? Why'd they think they could beat me? Instead of ensuring the peace this time, I'll foster enlightenment. We can complete it right away, and when we do, we'll get a university in another county. It magically pops up. I'm not really sure how they built it so quickly. Oh yeah, the oath had some requirements, but were so developed that I simply had them completed already. I talked about trade ports, but I forgot to mention the Murex Fisheries. It's a Mediterranean building, and it's basically just another trade port. So I have those in each county. Well, someone doesn't want my heir to take over after me. I've of course been doing the same thing I always do, which is upgrade economic buildings right when I get enough money to do so. And that money sure is coming in, as we're up to about 100 gold of profit per month. And yep, there it is, 100 gold per month. Our development of 56 is also officially higher than Rome and Constantinople. We're the most developed in the world, but I can keep pushing it further. So what do we do now that our buildings are fully upgraded for the era? Well, we're gonna wait. I went to university and got an upgrade to our education trait. So this guy has Erudite Oracle, and man, is this a good trait. We get a ton of learning, an extra domain slot compared to the level 4 education, plus 0.10 development growth a month, plus 25% fascination progress, and of course lifestyle experience, including intrigue experience, which I won't be using, but is interesting nonetheless. I'm starting to get new techs fairly quickly now, but none of them will change the game for us. Royal Prerogative will unlock Absolute Crown Authority, which will let me choose my heir, so I'll go for that. I'm surprised that some people still don't like our family after all we've done. It doesn't matter, because we are way stronger than the rebels. Oh, I see. We still have some Ashari vassals. Maybe they converted, or maybe they took over during our last ruler's rule. Either way, they have to go, as I don't like dealing with rebels. We have 70 development in our capital, and it continues to increase at a rate quicker than 1 development per year, which is pretty fast. The fact that giving your kids personality traits is only possible in a DLC feels so wrong. It's very strong. Our succession is a little messy here, and that's because we have friendly succession instead of harmonious. That's based on our house unity. I guess I need to be a little bit nicer to our family members before I die, which should be another good few decades, so we're not in a rush. Man, our Iberian kingdom is going through a lot of stuff. They've been at war with each other for the last like 10 years. I had all the kingdoms when I formed Carthage, but over the years I've lost the titles to other family members, and it looks like things have changed, as it's no longer one of my dynasty members on the throne of Carthago Nova. Not that it really matters. It might reduce their taxes by a little bit though, since we are a clan government, and I think family members give more taxes. You should know that my entire domain is maxed out for the era, so I'm kinda just sitting around making sure we don't fully collapse. Fun fact about this game, England got absolutely rolled. After some nice friendly discussions with our family, we've gotten back up to harmonious. And you can see here we no longer lose any important titles, just a kingdom we don't have any holdings in. I got some new military tech, so I'm beefing up our troops. We have plenty of money to spend on these guys after all. I also have mangonels now, which are just a better siege unit. I'm out of innovations to get in early medieval, so let's move on to the high medieval. We haven't entered the era yet, so it'll take a long time to research windmills. We'll actually reach the high medieval before this happens though. My knight wants to marry this ugly lisping woman, and while that's confusing, I'm guessing her family is money. Look at that learning skill, 68 learning points. This guy might be able to give a mortal 100 stat man a run for his money. Guys, there's really nothing for me to do right now. I'm kinda bored. At least my development is almost at the max of 100. And our characters are finally starting to be geniuses, instead of just intelligent. Being only intelligent is kinda lame. We're almost at 100 development, and we're almost to 1050. Now that it is 1050, we just need to wait a few months to officially reach the high medieval era. The best era in the game. Wait, somehow our religion is spreading through Africa. That's pretty funny. I can even grow our empire by getting this guy as a vassal, which I guess I'll do. I mean, it's right there. I feel like I have to. We've entered the high medieval, and with our amazing development, it'll only take us 8 years to unlock windmills, the best innovation in the game. Before we get that though, I'll already be getting that 100 development. There we go. We've done it. It took us to 1053, a pretty good time. Obviously, that makes us the most developed in the world. I mean, it's literally the max after all. Now I'll start increasing the development in the rest of our domain. The higher your development, the more money you make. So even if research doesn't really matter, you still want development. Just like with the last era, we now have a tradition slot to fill. Oh, I know. I should get swords for hire. It was in the original Carthage culture, but I got rid of it for an economic tradition. I can get it back now. It's a decent tradition when you're rich, and it fits Carthage very well. As you know, I've maxed out my development, and I'm the strongest nation in the world. So let's prove it. Yes, I just declared a holy war on the Pope. I'd love to burn down Rome. The strategy to taking Rome is pretty simple. Take the castles around Rome, not Rome itself. I'm getting mercenaries with our thousands of dollars just in case the Pope raises a huge army to defend Rome. You know, if they run, I won't even have to fight them. Yeah, I don't know what the AI was thinking. I've won the war, but you know, am I really the strongest if I don't beat their army? Yeah, that's what I like to see. The Pope's army was nothing to me. I know how to destroy Rome. I'll give it to a French guy. This is my plan to assert dominance. I'll mend the Great Schism to put our religion on top. And I'm doing all this while I wait for my techs to finish. Once they do finish, I'll be able to push our economy further. The next step is to take the new capital of the Roman, or Byzantine Empire. These idiots really think they're still the Roman Empire. What a joke. Even my peasants can beat your army. Oh crap. Yeah, that's a plague that just started in my land. At least it's only a minor one. I'm just gonna hide myself and my family. I'm sure the nation will be fine. No, my precious development. Constantinople is fine, but Carthage is much better though, so I don't even need it. The other 3 counties we need are within the Abbasid Empire, and what I can do as a scholar is buy claims on each of the counties we need using piety. And now, it's war. Should be the last war, and pretty quick. Oh, and just so you know, the plague is gone, the nation is fine. I can get all of our development back in just a couple of years. Yeah guys, the Abbasids stood no chance, although they're doing better than Rome and the Byzantines, but not good enough. Not nearly enough. And now I've wiped out their army and won the war. I can give this land to local vassals of our religion, or someone in our dynasty to boost their renown gain a little bit. Might as well, right? And now we need to mend the Great Schism. Look at this religion map, and let's mend it. Now look at the religion map. The Catholics are no more. Even France is our religion. Sorry, I just had to prove Carthage's dominance over the Mediterranean. Now we can go back to developing. Well, money making. We max out development. I'm going to die in a year, and that means my next character won't have as many kingdom titles. That is unless I take Carthago Nova from this dude. I can condemn his sin since I have such a high learning, and now I can take their kingdom. Oh, never mind, there's a war going on. Okay, let's stop that war. Oh, come on, is there really another war going on right now? Ah, cool, it's working now. And there's the kingdom title in our possession. I don't care about the land, so I'll just give it away. Now look, when we die, we'll still lose a kingdom, but it's this kingdom, which I didn't really have anyways. And who cares about Spain? Windmills! The next innovation I want is guilds, which is extra good in dry lands as it unlocks the caravanserai building for us, which is another great money building. Okay, so now to actually build windmills. They give gold and percent holding taxes. A lot of percent holding taxes at max level. They're so OP you can't build them in secondary castles. I'll be building windmills in every single county I own, which includes Syracuse at this point. That was a long reign of 45 years, but now it's over. What is an ecumenist? It says here that means he helped with cooperation between sects. I destroyed the other sects with war. Well, anyways, I went to university and got erudite oracle. I'm gonna now take these islands, since Carthage owned them at some point, probably. I took the islands, then had to immediately defend them from Aragon. Also, I swore an oath to foster enlightenment, which actually sucks by the way. It won't let me pick a county that doesn't already have a university, so completing the oath didn't do anything. That kind of sucks, and I wonder why I couldn't change the county. So obviously my income is increasing exponentially, but what should I do with my wealth? I'm thinking of taking over Africa. The Saqqara kingdom here has claimants, which I can invite to my court. Then I can convert the claimant to our religion. Now that he's our religion, I can go to war for the kingdom. He didn't technically have to be our religion, but it does make the war way cheaper. Also, how this works is that once I take the kingdom, I give it to him, and then he swears loyalty to me as my vassal. This is just some random kingdom in the middle of the desert. How hard can this be? Oh god, this is what war in Vietnam was like. I'm taking counties, but each one I take barely increases our war score. I think I might have to siege literally the entire nation, which is going to take forever. We're walking our army through the desert, which is slow. I just need to fight their army, but they run away. And they're quicker than us in the desert. My troops are starving. At least we're maxing out some of our windmills. I don't know, they make a lot of money, I guess. Guys, I've taken so much of their country for only 69% war score. Look at this, all sieged for nothing. Oh my god, finally. That war took so long, but we've won at last. Guys, I don't want to do it. I don't want to take all of Africa anymore. The guild's innovation has been discovered, which simply means it's time to make more money. Your Majesty, I come to you in confidence with a delicate matter. Do you think you might be giving Jaxa responsibilities and honors because you like him? This girl is talking like a middle schooler in an anime. And Jaxa is literally my husband, by the way. Well, anyways, with guilds we can build caravanserai, which I usually call the windmills of the desert, which is pretty accurate for what they do. Although instead of an increase in percent gold, they make men-at-arms cost a lot less. And since, you know, men-at-arms are really what you spend most of your money on, it's not a bad trade. When should I stop? When are the upgrades enough for me to be satisfied? Yeah, I guess so. I mean, I'm the strongest nation in the world, but it was pretty easy, wasn't it? Make sure to like and subscribe. Once that economy DLC comes out though, that's where the real fun will begin.